if you ever wanted to build a go-kart but you just didn't have enough tools for welding and you didn't have metal or anything like that, try making one out of wood. And today I'm going to show you guys part 1 of 3 of how to build a wood go-kart. The first part is going to focus on the frame. The second part is going to focus on mounting the wheels and all that stuff. And the third part is going to be the engine and mounting the last couple things. So I broke it down into 3 simple parts. What I did for part 1 is I pre-cut all the pieces and I put a protective coat so it protects against water, sunlight, and something else. I just can't remember right now. But let's get started and I'll show you guys all the pieces you need, all the materials and all that. Then we can start assembling the project. Now I already cut all the wood like I said, and I'm just going to go over it real quick. You need to cut 5 pieces of your 2x4 at 12.5 inches, 1 piece of your 2x6 at 23 inches, 1 piece of your 2x6 at 24 inches, 2 2x4 pieces at 40 inches, 1 2x6 piece at 50 inches, and I cut my 2 foot by 4 foot sheet of birch into 2 20-inch pieces by 20-inch pieces to make 2 squares, and this is going to be your seat and your seat backing. Now if you're doing a bucket seat or something like that, then you can discard the plywood, but for most of you guys, I'm assuming that you're probably going to need some of that birch. Now what I'm going to do is take a closer look at a few of these boards, and this is the 2x6 that's at 24 inches long. It needs a 1/2 inch hole in the dead center of it going this way, and this will be for your steering, so you need a 1/2 inch hole in that. Now on the long 2x6 piece that is 50 inches long, you're going to need to do 2 things to this piece of wood. You're going to have to drill a 1/2 inch hole, but what you have to do first is measure 5.5 inches to compensate for the board that will be going diagonal or vertical across this. And so you need to measure 5.5 inches, square it off, then find the center of the 5.5 by 5.5 and drill a 1/2 inch hole in that. And at the opposite end you drilled your 1/2 inch hole on the 2x6 that's 50 inches long. You need to bevel this just at like a 5 or 6 degree angle, and this is going to allow you to angle your seat. And if you can't do that, don't worry about it. Your seat will just be at a 90 degree angle, but instead my seat's just going to be a tad bit leaning back to make it just a little bit more comfortable. So if you decide that you want to do the 5 degree bevel on that one board, then you're also going to need to do a 5 degree bevel on this one. And I've sent this right through my table saw. So this side is 90 degrees and this side just has about 5 degrees taken off all the way down. And I'll explain this when I'm assembling it. Okay, I'm going to take this and measure 20 inches down on my 2x6 board that's 50 inches long. And what I have is, I have the 5 degree bevel facing, so it's going in that direction. And what you want to do is take your 2 40-inch boards, line them up, and then from here take 3 of your supports, one with the bevel going in the same direction on the back, one in the middle, then one in the middle there. And what you want to do is glue and screw this all together. And we're going to do that right now. Alright, now you're going to take your 1/2 inch bolt that is 4.5 inches long, and you want to take your 24-inch board. Now, for the sake of showing you guys this, I pre-mounted the wheels, but I'll show you guys how to mount them in part 2. And they're attached, and I have the hole in the center. So basically, this is going to go underneath here, and what you're going to do is you're going to have the bolt. So you're going to take a bolt, you're going to have a washer, Then the bolt's gonna go through. Then on the other part, you're gonna put 2 washers. Then you're gonna take your board and fit it on. Then you're gonna take your final washer and put it on the bottom. So I'm gonna do that real quick and show you guys what I mean. Alright, so I have it up on the table and I have the bolt, a washer, 2 washers to space it, and then another washer. And right here I hand tighten this top bolt, and you want that pretty firm, but you want this piece to be able to pivot. And then I tighten this bolt against this bolt so it allows it to pivot, but none of the bolts are gonna come off. You wanna make sure you have that exactly right. And now I'll kind of show you how the steering works. Alright, so your feet are gonna go here, and it just simply turns it, and the wheels are attached. So everything works out pretty good. And you just wanna make sure those bolts are really tightened against each other. If this bolt falls out, then you're in some deep crap. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop here for today. So this is pretty much how to build the whole frame, except I didn't explain the wheels. I'll do that in part 2 like I said. But the seat, I have 2 20-inch boards cut out, and it's gonna be on that slight angle. That's why I cut this. But I'm not gonna attach this back part or the front part right now, because I want to be able to work on the motor and all that with plenty of room. So I'll do that in part 3. So this is pretty much it for today. So that's pretty much how to build a go-kart part 1.